Who's 18 in the studio? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Lil ZT, back at it again. Even though this really the first time, but we ain't gonna talk about it. This definitely ain't the third or fourth take. Lil ZT Productions. So, this the Yeoman tale for real. Everyone quiet down. This gonna be fire. Don't worry about it. This is the story about a young man. Now let's hurry. I should've began. The homies are riding on the way. Went out of the blue during the day. At Boughton under Beline, rode up a hack with a man clothed in black upon its back, who underneath had on a white surplice. His hack, a dapper gray, all sweating is. Sweating so hard it is a sight to see. It looks as if he has galloped miles 3. Also the horse his yeoman rode upon sweated so it could barely trot on. About the saddle straps the foam stood high. With foam it was all flecked like a magpie. A double wallet on its crupper lay. It seemed that he carried slight array. All light for summer rode this worthy man. And in my mind to wonder I began what he might be, until I understood, since his cloak was sewn on his hood. After I reflected a while that he a regular canon of the church must be. When the young man pulled up singing praises, he got some weird looks and gazes. Eventually he started telling the truth, and the canon wanted to punch him like he's our truth. Like the wrestler WWE, hear me. While the yeoman thus went on talking, the canon drawing near heard everything that the yeoman said, for great suspicion of men's speech ever had this canon. But Cato says that he who is guilty is, thinks all men speak of him as in this. That was the reason he so near did draw to his yeoman to eavesdrop all the more. And then he spoke unto his yeoman so, hold your peace and speak not, I say no. For if you do, you'll pay for it dearly. You're slandering me to all this company, revealing also things that you should hide. Yet, quoth our host, tell on what you betide, and all his threats reckon them not a fly. By my faith, quoth he, no more shall lie. And when the canon saw that it must be, and the yeoman dispensed with privacy, he fled away for every sorrow and his shame. Ah, quoth the yeoman, now begins a game. All that I know and none now will tell. Since he's gone, fiends whisk him off to hell. For never hereafter with him will I visit, for a penny or a pound, so I swear it. He that brought me first to that foul game, before he dies, sorrow on him and shame. For all is serious to me in faith, that I feel whatever any man saith. And despite the pain and all my grief, despite my sorrow, labor, mischief, and could never forsake it anywise. Now with God my wits might suffice to tell you all belonging to that art. Yet nonetheless I will tell you part. Since my Lord is gone, no details spared. Whatever of it I know, I shall declare. Now for a while he explained the work. Chemistry and cheating was their artwork, but they also had another goal, and it was called the Philosopher's Stone, called the elixir. We seek it, everyone, for had we it, we'd be secure. And how? Yet to good God, heaven I will avow, for all our skill, when the work is through, despite our wit, still there is all to do. It tempted us to spend our worldly good for sorrow, which go, man, we should, except that hope still creeps about our heart, dreaming never. Despite our bit of smart, of being eased by profit, by money afterward. Such dreaming and such hope dies hard. I warn you, you'll seek it forever. That future hope makes madmen sever by trusting it from all they ever had. Yet the art can never make them sad. After this, the Yeoman spoke of a priest who paid the Canon enough money for a hearty feast. In London lived a chantry priest, I hear, who therein had dwelt for many a year. Who was so agreeable and so able. The housewife where he sat at table would allow him not to coin or pay for board or clothing, whatever his display. And he had spent in silver too. And how? No matter, I will proceed for now and tell forth on my tale of the Canon who brought this priest to great confusion. The false Canon went along one day to the priest's chamber where he lay, beseeching him to lend him a certain sum of gold which he'd repay. Lend me a mark, quoth he, but days 3, and on the day appointed I'll pay thee. And if so be that you find me false, the next day hang me from the walls. The priest took out a mark at once, and the Canon thanked him anon, and took his leave and went forth on his way. And on the 3rd day came to repay, and gave his gold to the priest again, of which the priest was glad. It's plain, certainly, quoth he, it's fine by me to lend a man a noble or 2 or 3, or anything that is in my possession, when he's of such honest disposition that he'll in no wise fail of his day. To such a man I can never say nay. What, quoth the Canon? I be untrue? Nay, that would indeed be something new. My honor is a thing I'll ever keep until the final day on which I creep into my grave. All this God forbid. Believe in this as surely as the creed. God be thanked, in good time be it said, there was never a man not repaid by me with gold or silver that he lent, nor never a falsehood in my intent. And sire, quoth he, now all privately, since you have showed such courtesy to me and dealt with me with such nobleness, to repay somewhat for your goodness, I'll tell you something if you wish to hear. I'll teach you plenty all the manner in which I can work true alchemy. Take good heed. With your own eye you'll see that I will work a miracle ere I go. Yeah, quoth the priest, sire, and will you so? Mary, I pray you do so heartily. At your command, sire, I shall do truly. That came straight from the Canon, all else God forbid. Lo, how this thief could his service bid. Consumed and wasted have my redness. Take heed of this Canon's wickedness. Sire, quoth he to the priest, send your man for quicksilver, so we have some on hand, and let him bring us 2 ounces or 3. And when he returns, then you shall see a wondrous thing you never saw ere this. Sire, quoth the priest, as you command it is. He bade his servant fetch him this thing, and he was already at his bidding, and so went forth and came anon again with his quicksilver. Briefly to explain, send your man away, he can stand without, and shut the door while we are about our private tasks, that no man may us see, while we work at all this alchemy. All that he has asked was fulfilled indeed. The servant was sent away with speed, and his master shut the door anon, and to their labor swiftly are they gone. While they worked, the Canon was cheating. Secretly he had something up his sleeve, a silver rod cursed those who deceive, which was exactly a full ounce in weight. And take heed now of the trick he played. He carved his ingot mold in length and breadth to fit his rod cunningly, as I said, so slyly that the priest not espied. And in his sleeve again he did hit it, and from the fire he took up his matter and poured it in the mold with merry cheer. Then in the water he with the mold did cast, as he wished, and the priest called at that last, look what is there, put it in your hand and grope, you will find silver there. I dare to hope, what else by devil in hell could it be? Silver shavings formed it utterly. The priest put in his hand, and plain as plain found the silver rod, joy through every vein. of the priest coursed on, seeing it was so. God's blessing and his mother's also, and all his saints on you, Sir Canon, said the priest, and all my decision. If, should you agree that you'll teach me this noble craft and all its subtlety, I am not yours in all that I ever made, quoth the Canon. Yet will I make a say a second time, so that you may take heed and become expert when you need to do so. Another day in my absence, work this discipline and skillful science. Let us take up another ounce, quoth he, of quicksilver at once, and rapidly duel with it, as you have done ere this with the other, which turned to silver is.